In this tutorial we're looking at how to get an asteroid to scroll down the screen, and when it gets to the bottom of the screen it will reappear at the top and then come scrolling down again. Now to do this I've set up an asteroid sprite and an asteroid object, and I've also set up a room. So let's have a look at the asteroid. We've got nothing in there at the moment, which is fine. So let's look at the room. Now, when an asteroid moves down the room, it starts from the top, which will be 0, and moves to the bottom of the room, whatever that is. We can see the Y value change as I move this down. Now, we can have a look at the settings, and it actually tells us that the height of the room is 480. So it means that the vertical distance goes from 0 to 480, and that's the Y value. So that's something we're going to be looking at with the asteroid and working out where it is. The problem with GameMaker is if this asteroid goes past the bottom of the room, it continues to move. GameMaker doesn't get to get rid of it, and you have to tell it what to do. So we're going to be telling it what to do. Now the way to do that is we're going to add an event, and we need the step event because that's an event that checks things. We want to check the variable of where the asteroid is. So 15 times a second I think it does this. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is go to the control tab, and we need to check a variable, test a variable. Now the variable is going to be Y because that's the vertical position. We said that about 500, which is a bit past the end of the room, and if it's greater or larger than, that's the test we want to make. Then we need to tell the program to do something. What are we going to do? Well, the first thing we need to get rid of the asteroid, so we need to destroy the instance of self, which is the asteroid, so this is what we want. The next thing we need to do is to make a new one. So we bring across making a new object. The object we want to make is an asteroid, of course. We want it to start at the top of the room, Y equals 0, so that's right. Now with X, what we want it to do is to randomly appear across the top of the room. And what we can do is use a little function in the program called random, which will randomly pick between 0 and whatever number is in here. Now I've put in not a number, but this thing called room width. Now room width is actually the number on the right hand side of or the X value on the right hand side of the room. So it goes from 0 to room width, whatever that number might be. So random position will position the asteroid anywhere from 0, which is on the left of the room, to room width, which is the right of the room. So it randomly appears at the top. Okay, the final thing we need to do is to make sure that it's got vertically movement down. We're going to give it a speed of 3. Okay, the problem with this is that if we have this test, it's going to destroy the instance, which is good, and then that's it. That's all it does for the test. Whether it's 500 or not, it always does these two. So if it's larger than 500, it'll do that and then carry these out. If it's not larger than 500, it won't do that, but it will do this. The problem with that is that 15 times a second, it's going to be checking this, and irrespective of whether it's gone past the room or not, it's going to make a new object. So that's 15 times a second, it's making a new asteroid. That's going to go crazy. So we need to make sure it's only made when that is true, when the asteroid's gone past the room. Now the way we do that is we go back to control and we put these things around either side of the block, and that means, oops, let's try that one, and that means these two lines only happen when this is true. Okay, now we've done that, we've set our asteroid up. Let's actually see if it works. And here goes the asteroid down the screen, and bingo, it appears at the top, and again in a different position, so it's giving us the nice random position of the asteroid coming down the screen, and that's how you scroll an asteroid.